Good morning, welcome back to my channel. This is Judy. I hope everyone is having a blessed Easter Sunday. Unfortunately, my husband had to work today, so I'm going to be making us dinner for two. My oldest son is going to his in-laws for Easter dinner, so it'll just be us. But I thought I would make a garlic cheddar beer bread. I've never done this flavor before. I have another one on my channel that I think is rosemary. I'll try to link it below. But it's an easy bread to make. This one, I'm not using soft rising flour. I'm going to use regular all-purpose flour and baking powder. So I thought you might like to come along. And I'm going to bake it in my Emerald Lagasse 360. It's like an air fryer. It bakes, it does all kinds of stuff. But I'm going to cook it in there instead of turning on my big oven. So it doesn't stay, hot in here. So the first thing I have in here in my bowl is 3 cups of all-purpose flour. And we're just going to mix it up a little bit. And then to this, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of kosher salt and 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. We're going to put that in there. Next, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar, just regular sugar. We're going to whisk this up. You could also add some herbs if you wanted to it, but I'm not going to today. I'm just going to do the cheddar cheese. So we're going to mix this around. Pretty simple. And next I'm going to add it's about a little bit over a cup of sharp cheddar cheese to that. Okay, just gonna scrape it out of there. There we go. Let's mix this in. Alright, pretty simple. You just want to get the cheese coated with the flour so it doesn't sink to the bottom when it's baking. Just like in a cake when you add chocolate chips. Okay, now we're going to add 12 ounces of beer. You could use 7-Up. Anything carbonated I think would work. But this is more of a savory bread than a sweet. So we're going to put 1 can in there. Dump it all in. And I think the yeast has something to do with this too, which really helps blend it up. And then I'm just going to use my wooden spoon here, and then we're just going to incorporate this. You don't want to overwork it, but just enough to get all the flour incorporated. In the meantime, I have my loaf pan. I sprayed it with some baker's spray. You could use butter if you wanted to, or coconut oil just to kind of grease it up, but I went ahead and used the spray. Okay. Let me get a knife or spoon to scrape that off, because that's all I'm going to mix it up. Okay. It smells really good. Garlicky. And you could use less garlic if you want to. We like garlic, so I used the 2 teaspoons. Okay, I have 3 tablespoons of melted butter here. I'm going to put half of it into my pan. That's about half of it. And then I'm just going to tilt my pan until it runs along the bottom. This is a little bit different recipe than my original one that I've done where you put layers of butter. So hopefully this will turn out just as good. And now we're going to add the batter. As soon as I find my spatula. Well, I guess we'll have to use a spoon. The spatula's in the sink. So we're going to add all this dough. It's a little thicker than hard to get out. Okay, once we get it out of here, then we're going to level it out in the pan. So I'm going to get all the goodness out. Don't leave nothing in there. Okay, and we're just going to spread it out best you can. It's not going to be perfect. It's kind of a rustic, beer bread's a rustic type of bread, so you want it to be kind of level in your pan. So okay, alright, now we're going to add the rest of the butter. Wipe my hands off. Rest of the butter, and I'll take my little brush and brush it evenly. Oh, this is going to be so good. Okay, let's just take this, spread it out a little bit. Okay, and we're going to bake it at 350 for about 45 to 50 minutes. And then I've made up some parsley and garlic butter to put on the top when it's all finished. So I will bring you back when I'm ready to put it in the oven. Okay, my oven's preheated. My Emerald air fryer oven has preheated. So now I'm going to set my time. Well, I set it on 45, so we're going to let it cook at 350 for about 45 minutes, and then we'll check it. Put a toothpick in the center and make sure it's done. But I love this little oven. If you ever get a chance, check it out, because it's you can go on YouTube and watch different videos of it. That you can bake, you can air fry, you can dehydrate, all kinds of stuff. So I will bring you back when this is done. Okay, my garlic beer bread is finished. It cooked for about 48 minutes in my Emerald, when the recipe said 45 to 50 minutes, so it was pretty close. So now I have 3 tablespoons of butter and some dried parsley that I'm going to brush on the top while it's still warm. And then once I get this done, then we'll let it sit for about 8 minutes, and then I'll brush the rest on. Oh my gosh, this smells so good, y'all. Wish we had smell-o-vision. I was telling my husband, he called me on his lunch break, and I said, it smells so good in the kitchen. I said, the best thing to me is baking bread or frying up onions. There's nothing better than that. Okay. Alright. I may have to melt some more butter to add to this, because quite a bit. Okay, I'm going to let this cool for about 8 more minutes, and then I'll bring you back and put the rest of the butter and parsley on. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes since my bread's cooled, so I'm going to put the rest. I actually added some more butter to my parsley because I didn't actually put enough in there, I guess, but we want a lot of butter. It's got the garlic in it, and the dried parsley. You can use fresh parsley too, but I ended up ordering from that Asia Standard bags of fresh parsley, or dried parsley, just to have on hand for stuff like this. So, because I don't always get fresh, it doesn't last as long. So, oh my gosh, this smells so wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna let it cool a little bit longer. Then I'm gonna put it on my rack out of the pan. I'll let it cool completely, and then when it gets all the way cool, then we'll do a little taste test. Okay, my garlic beer bread's all finished. I'm gonna cut off just the end. Ooh, it's crusty. See if we can see the cheese. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be so good. It didn't get as high as I thought it would, but that's okay. It's still good. So there's your, let me taste that. That is delicious. Very good. I'm making beef stew for dinner. So this will be the best bread to have with that beef stew to sop up the juices. Yummy. And as you can see, I've got little faces down here wanting to taste test, but not this. So I thank you for watching my video. Hopefully here in the next day or so I'll have another video coming out after this one. I'm going to do one with the beef stew, I believe, in my Instapot. And I hope everyone has a beautiful weekend, a happy Easter, and the rest of the week. And I will catch you in my next video. Bye.